Hello, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm all right, just a little tired today.
Okay. All right. Well, so what's going on?
You know, I'm just sick and tired. I just want to have a regular life, a normal life like everybody else, and I'm just so sick of it. Nobody's helping me. I have to do everything by myself, and you know, I have all these kids. You know, they're running around and acting crazy, and I'm tired of it. Then I know my husband, he runs around and do what he do, and I don't know, it's just I'm just sick and tired of having to live like this.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, as a child, when I grow up as an adult, my life was going to be so much better, but it's not. It's just like whatever.
Wow.
I just do what I can to try to make sure my kids have what they need.
All right. Well, so you're doing your best, but you're pretty disappointed in the way things are for you these days. And not seeing a whole lot of. I mean, it's it is kind of your life, isn't it? I mean, you've got
kids.
This
is just what it is. I mean, I have to make sure that I take care of them, because who else will? I don't have anybody to help me. I have no support.
Yeah.
So I have to make sure that they get it.
Yeah. Well, four small kids, and one of them being a baby. That's.
And she's all over the place. I
Yeah.
mean, she's pulling down stuff, and I have to go behind and pick it up. And so now I just say, forget it. Just let her throw it down on the floor.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It gets to a point where you pretty much give up.
Yeah, and I just sit here and just watch her, and I make sure she doesn't get anything in her mouth. But
Okay. All right. So you're still having the priority of, safety. You're still looking out for her that way, but it's kind of gotten you. You're getting kind of worn down.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I am, and sometimes I just feel, like I don't want to live, and I'm like, what if I'm not here? Then maybe it'll be better.
Oh my gosh.
But then I start thinking again, oh gosh, these kids are here. My husband is not doing what he's supposed to do, so who's gonna take care of him? My mom is getting older, and so I figure, okay, well, I'll try to tough it out some kind of way.
Well, gosh, I'm sorry that it's getting to that point for you. It really sounds like you're feeling pretty helpless.
Yeah, I am. I really am. But I just try to deal with it. I smoke a little weed here and there, and it relaxes me. I'm chilling, and I'm on cloud 9 for a minute. But then I come back to rail, and it's still here.
Right.
It's still here.
Right. So provides maybe a temporary escape, but it doesn't change anything.
No.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what are some other things that you're doing that maybe you feel are helpful?
Well, nothing really. I like to write. I really do. I like to write, but I don't write. And I like to read, but I don't really read that much. So, and I try to write, and I just don't have time. I just get tired, and I'll sit on the bed, or I'll sit on the chair and fall asleep, or look at TV, and so probably smoking weed.
Okay.
I don't really like to drink much, but I might on occasion socially have a few drinks.
Okay. All right. Well, so all right. So you like to read and you like to write, and kind of the classic thing that happens, right? When you start to feel depressed, when you start to really get depressed, that's exactly what happens. The things that we really enjoy, the things that really fulfill us, are the things that we start to not do anymore. Even though you've always enjoyed it, you just don't feel like doing it. You just kind of get to a point where you're like, you just, so it's kind of like, I saw you perk up. I mean, you talk about it and your eyes just lit up. The way you talk about that you like to write, and you have a passion there. So it sounds like that's something that if you were doing that, that would be an indication that you're doing better. You're feeling better.
Yeah, I think I would, but when am I gonna have time?
Yeah.
And that's what I was thinking. I said, well, maybe I could do it at night when I put the kids to bed. But then, look at it, and it's somewhere I can't find the paper. It might be over there. My notebook is somewhere else, and I just say, well, I'll maybe do it tomorrow.
Right. Well, I think we all experience that. I mean, it's that kind of, even though it's something you like, sometimes it's it does take kind of time. It does take time,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes energy. And when you're tired, you know, you don't always feel like it.
Mm-hmm. Running around with kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
That's part of it too, isn't it? You know, I'm sure the writing in and of itself is a very rewarding thing, but then it's, in order to write, you have to have time to yourself. And it sounds like that's something that you sure don't have much of.
No, and do you think Bill is gonna come in here and take the kids so I can write? No, he's outside playing with motorcycles and cars and you know, and probably chasing women. I don't know, but you know, it's just crazy. So he's not gonna do anything.
Yeah.
You know, a husband is supposed to be somebody that's supposed to be there to help you, support you, but he's not.
Okay. All right.
So,
Well, I heard you mentioned like, earlier something about your husband and some concerns you're having about the relationship. And, so maybe just to get a sense, there are a few things going on. I mean, one is you've got the feeling pretty down, feeling pretty overwhelmed with being at home all the time with the kids and not having time for yourself, not having a break, not being able to get away. So one is you don't have the time to get away, like you don't have very many opportunities.
right.
When you do, you're pretty well exhausted and don't really feel like doing the things that you have enjoyed in the past, like reading and writing.
Right.
And then, so one of the things you've done to try to cope is smoking marijuana, which, you know, seems to help for a little bit, but then when you come back, everything's the same, and so it seems like you're not getting a tremendous amount out of that. And then you've got your husband who you're in this, you know, you've got real concerns, real questions about what's going on with him. And you're not feeling entirely supported. And you've got questions about his fidelity.
Yeah.
So, okay, all right.
I know about his fidelity, but that's another story. We'll be here all day.
Okay. All right. Well, so out of all of that, I mean, what do you think is the thing how do you think we could best use our time?
I just want to be normal. I just want to have a normal life. But I guess just getting me, just wanting to, probably starting out looking for a job.
Okay.
Because I need a job right now. So that's probably, and I know I didn't really mention that earlier, but I need a job.
Okay. Well,
So
certainly.
I think that would start. You know,
Okay.
that would be a start.
All right, so certainly, I mean, that would influence a lot of the other things, and I mean, that would help. I mean, you would be getting out of the house, and you'd have money, and all of those kinds of things. And have you thought about kind of like how that would work in terms of taking care of the baby? I guess if you had a job, you'd be able to. So there'd be someone to help out with the baby.
I figured. Well, I told my husband that he's gonna have to step up. And, you know, I'll be willing to get a third shift, but he's gonna step up and take care of the baby throughout the night.
Okay.
So then when the kids get up for school, I'm coming home and he can just get them up and prepare them, and I can just kind of take them to school.
All right.
So I have thought about.
Yeah, you've got a real plan in mind then. Okay. All right.
But I just got to get out there and look for a job.
Okay.
I have all my resume and everything is ready, but I just haven't had the time to go out.
Okay.
So,
Okay. All right. Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.